Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I want to show you how to play Silent Night with no chords. So we're going to be playing the melody, you could even sing along. This will help you out a ton with your rhythm, with your picking accuracy. Before we get started, you might want to print off the tab for this. Since this is a royalty-free song, it's in the public domain, I'm allowed to create a tab for you. I would do tabs for all my songs, but there's copyright and all that stuff. Go on my website, there's a link down below, you can print this off, and then you can watch this lesson and you can play along, with me, and you'll have that sheet music in front of you, which is really, really helpful. We're going to start off with the first line. And you'll notice, if you printed off the sheet music, there's that 3-4 at the beginning. That means, in this song, we're counting to 3 over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And most songs you count to 4 over and over, but there are some songs in 3-4, and this is one of them. There's actually a few Christmas songs in 3-4. So the rhythm, we're definitely going to have to focus on that a bit to make sure you nail it. We're going to start on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then we go to the open E string, and then the 3rd fret of the B string, and the open B string. So note-wise, pretty simple. Just work your way through those in order. And then when it comes to adding the rhythm, we have to count 1 and 2 and 3 and. We start on beat 1. 1 and 2. This one here is on the and after 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Sometimes people can just feel it out. Sometimes you got to work on it. It's kind of like 50-50, I notice with my students, So it's definitely worth taking the time to count that out if you need to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. I'll do it super slowly. This is the slowest part of the lesson. We'll pick it up from here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and then we do that again. And I recommend singing it while you play it. That'll help you with the rhythm especially. Silent night, 2, 3. Holy night, 2, 3. And then moving on, the next part of the melody. We're going to play the 5th fret. We can actually do it with our pinky finger or our ring finger. They both have their advantages. Your ring finger is a nice strong finger, starting on the 5th fret of the thinnest string. All is, and then we're jumping down to the 2nd fret. So you'll have to let go of that 5th fret and slide over to the 2nd fret with your index finger. But if you do that 5th fret with your pinky, you could probably reach both, especially if your thumb's a bit lower. It's important to have your thumb lower on the neck when you're doing stretches like that, trying to go from the 2nd fret with your index to the 5th fret with your pinky. All is calm. That's the other way to do it. First way is all is, and then you reach over, calm. And now here, we're going to play the 3rd fret of the thinnest string, but I'm going to play it with the pad of my middle finger, and you'll see why in a second. Instead of using the tip, I'm going to use the pad. Usually you want to use the tip, but there's a reason for this. All is, then I roll down to the 3rd fret of the B string. Bright. All is bright. If we use the tip on the thinnest string, all is bright. There's like a little blip in the melody. Listen to it. Hear how it kind of cuts short instead of. We can do it smoother if we roll. So that's the technique that I want you to really pick up from this one. And I would practice that a whole bunch. All is calm. All is bright. Now the next line. The second half of that, we've already learned that. Da, 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 da. But the first half, let's just take a look at it. We go. Oh, oh, 3, 2, oh. Note-wise, it's pretty straightforward. We're on the thinnest string. Oh, oh, and then 3, 2, oh. And I'll just use my middle finger for the 3rd fret, index for the 2nd fret. But we have that rhythm there again. For a virgin, we're on the 3rd fret. 1 and 2 and 3 and. So it's the same rhythm as before. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Adding those first couple notes. Round yon virgin. And then mother and child, which we've already practiced. So I recommend doing that a whole bunch of times. And then we have the same line, just different words. Holy infant, so tender and mild. And now we're coming up to like the climax of the song, like the really powerful part where we go, sleep in heavenly peace. And you'll notice that the melody's a lot higher. We're actually going up the fretboard for this. And that's a really common technique in melodies. You'll notice that the most dramatic parts of the songs or the most emotional parts are when the person goes higher. That's what brings the tear to everybody's eye, so to speak. Anyways, we're on the 5th fret of the thinnest string with our index finger. Sleep in. And then we're going to the 8th fret with our pinky. You could use your ring finger. Like I can make that reach pretty easily by angling my hand this way. See, instead of my palm being this way, like I'm never going to reach it that way. But if I turn my palm like this, that's how a lot of like electric guitar players play. They have it gives them a lot of reach with their ring finger. We go 5, 5, 8, 5, and then 7 on the B string. Or you could use your index and pinky. Ba, 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 da. Once again, it's that same rhythm as before. Sleep in 1 and 2 and 3. And then we go up to the 8th fret of the B string. P. And then the 7th fret of the E string. Peace. So peace. I really recommend practicing with your pinky, especially since the frets are a little smaller here. The reach shouldn't be too bad. Let's just try that whole line. 1, 2, 3. Sleep in heavenly peace. And then we come back down here. I'm going to play this with my ring finger, the 3rd fret of the thinnest string. I'll just play the whole line for you. So we have another roll there, starting on the 3rd fret of the thinnest string with our ring finger. But I'm using the pad of my ring finger so I can roll down to the 3rd fret of the B string. And then the open B string. Sleep in. And we have that rhythm here again. 3, 1, and then the 2nd fret of the A string, or of the G string. It's the note A. Heavenly, and then the open G string. So you might want to practice that in 2 parts. First going sleep in, and then on the B string, 3, 1, 2, oh. I'll play it all at once. 1, 2, 3. Sleep in heavenly peace. Cool. So I want you to practice it bit by bit, just like we did in this lesson. You have the tab. If you haven't grabbed it off my website yet, now's a good time to do that because we're going to play through this entire thing start to finish. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. So that's the entire melody. If you haven't grabbed my free ebook, it's free for all my subscribers. I'll put a link to that in the corner. I also have my beginner guitar course, Learn Guitar Once and For All, which is designed to take you from absolute beginner to confident strummer every step of the way. No stone left unturned. So if you want to get way better at chord switching, at your strumming, and it doesn't matter what your experience level is. If you've been, struggling with the basics, or if you've just been getting started, it's going to help you get there. And it's great, especially for the new year. I kind of don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but I do believe in deciding like today to learn guitar, because it's a wonderful thing to do. Also, while you're down there, if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like the video, to leave a comment. If you have a question or if you just want to say hi, it really helps me out if you do all that. Yeah, I have some more Christmas stuff coming along, so you'll be notified of all that if you subscribe. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing. Don't forget to grab your free sheet music off of my website, and I'll see you next time. Merry Christmas.